Hey, it's Luke here, and in this video we're looking at how to upgrade the memory in a laptop. To check how much memory you've got, go to the Task Manager, and then go to the Performance tab. And you can see here in the memory section, I've got a total of 8 gigabytes. If we look further below, we can see our memory speed. So it's 2400 megahertz. We can also see how many slots we've got in the laptop. So I've got 2 slots, and 2 out of 2 just means that I'm using both of them. You'll see I hovered my cursor over that, and it said there's 4 gigabytes in both of the slots, giving us a total of 8 gigabytes. Now I'm going to check the CPU and its model number, because I'm going to use that to work out how much memory is supported by the CPU. There's not a whole lot of information here on my particular laptop model, so this is the way I need to do it to figure out how much memory I can install in this computer. So I'm searching for the CPU model number. On this page we can see, if we scroll down a bit, 32 gigabytes is the maximum amount of memory supported, and it's DDR4 2400 megahertz. We need DDR4 2400 megahertz as that's what we've currently got in our machine. To check our memory, we can also use a third-party application called CPU-Z. This gives us a full list of specifications related to our CPU, but also our memory. So here we've got DDR4 8 gigabytes. We can see it's dual channel. We can see the speeds as well as the latency clocks too. So yeah, there you go. That's a free program you can download and install on your computer. So I've got some G-Skill Ripjaws DDR4 memory. These are 16 gigabytes each, and I'll be able to upgrade my laptop to 32 gigabytes with both of these installed. So let's go ahead and open up the laptop. I'm using an iFixit toolkit. Now you don't really need one of these, but any old screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, will do the job, as long as it's the right size. But yeah, this toolkit is great. And I like to use the cover as a little screw tray. So I'm going to take out all the screws that are visible on the bottom of the laptop. And I'll have to take out the battery. So I'm just going to slide these 2 things on the battery to get that out. And I'll continue taking out screws. Pay attention to the length of the screws that you take out. They could be different lengths. Only one of them is different in my laptop. And that's a screw for the optical drive. So there's 1 screw holding in the optical drive. Of course, not all laptops are going to be like this. If you're lucky, you'll have a little cover that you can just take off the case, but I have to take off the whole bottom case. Now I think that's all the screws. So now I'm going to try and pry the case up from where the optical drive was. And just be a bit gentle with it when you're taking it off. If you feel too much resistance, try and come at it from another angle maybe. It's just caught in the corner here. Oh, there we go. So here we've got our two DDR4 memory chips. Make sure you take the battery out or disconnect the battery before you start taking components out. Here's the existing memory. Let's see if I can get that to focus. There we go, 4 gigabytes of DDR4 and another 4 gigabytes of DDR4. Alright, so in goes a new memory. Oh. Yeah. Always try and hold components by the edges. You'll notice this chip is keyed. It's got like a little cutout there, so that will align with the cutout in the memory slot. So it only goes in one particular way, and you'll feel a click when you put it in. So, got to turn it upside down here. Okay, they both are in there securely. Now it's time to put the cover back on. When I booted the machine, I got a blue screen a few minutes in, so unfortunately I'm going to have to run a memory test now to see if my memory is potentially faulty. So I'm using memtest 86 on a USB flash drive, and I'm just going to go into the UEFI settings of my laptop and boot from the USB flash drive. In the video description below, I'll include a link to where you can get this software from. Basically, the software works by writing various test patterns to all the memory addresses on your memory modules, and then it reads that data back and it checks to see if there's any errors. So we're just going to start up the memory test now and we'll see what we find. And you can see we've got an error here. So we're going to have to open up the laptop again. I'm going to reseat the memory modules, and I'm going to blow out any dust that might be lying on the metallic connections of either the modules or the slots. I'll put it back together again and we'll run the memory test. I ran the test again with the memory modules reseated and we still had an error come up. One error is entirely unacceptable. We want 0 errors because it only takes one error to cause a massive problem such as a blue screen. So now we're going to try and go back to just one memory module and we'll run the test again. So the test passed. We did 4 passes with memtest and no errors were found. Let's swap to another memory slot now in the laptop, and I'm also swapping the memory module. So different slot and different memory module. So I didn't actually capture the result of this one, but this one was successful too. No errors found. Then I went back to 32 gigs and I ran a test, and we got to 7 passes and no issues were found. So we never truly got to the bottom of what was causing those memory errors and the blue screen, but the tests are passing now for some reason. So we'll just see how it goes. I'll continue using the laptop as I normally would. Yeah, we'll just hope for the best.